Yeah, so hi, very good evening. My name is Ayush Shrestha and I'm here to present my DSA assignment, that is DSA question, in which basically I have to solve an easy level lead code problem. Yeah, so let's start my video. Let me share my screen with you. Yeah, so my screen is visible now. Now let's move on to the question. Here is the question, that is the lead code homework set, and that is DSA question that I have already told you. It says that you have to basically submit an easy level lead code problem and its solution, explaining it. Okay, so let's, without wasting time, let's move on to the question. The question that I've chosen is question number 13, Roman to integer. And basically, the question basically says that there would be some Roman numbers will be given, and I have to convert into an integral integer value. Okay, it's simple. Like I will represent 1, V5, X10, L50, C100, D500, M1000. Okay, like some things are given, like for example 2 is written as double I in Roman numeral, just two ones added together. 112 is written as X double I, which is simply X plus 2. So these are the rules that we have generally already learned earlier in our primary classes, so I don't think so that I have to repeat here. Now there are a few things also there. Okay, like if I place a smaller Roman number before and a larger number, it will reduce its value by the for whatever it will stand for. Like I will be placed before v, it will simply subtract the value of I from v, that is 1. So 5 minus 1, it will be 4. Similarly, x can be subtracted from l. Xl will represent 40, and cd represent some 400. Okay, so this is how this things works. Before, when a smaller Roman number appears before a larger Roman number, it will simply, the value of that smaller Roman number will be subtracted from the larger Roman number. These are the general rules that we have already learned. Now let's move on to the question, how the question will be solved. So what I have done is that first of all I have created a hash map. So the hash map to store those Roman values, those Roman numbers and their values in integer. Okay. So the name of that hash map I have taken as a, first of all, take a character and integer. The character will represent the Roman numbers and integer will represent its integral value. The name of that hash map I have taken as Roman values, and now I have put and I have added all the values of Roman number given here into the particular hash map. That is Roman values that put I1. That will simply mean that the Roman value, this hash map contains I that will represent value, integral value 1. V represent 5, X represent 10, L till M equal to 1000. So we can simply solve the question. This is to store the hash map. Okay. Now let me tell you my approach, what I'm going to do. That after storing my values into basically all those Roman numbers and the integral value, when all these are things will be stored in the hash map, what I'm going to do is that I'll create an integer result and I will start iterating over the given string, that is S in the problem. I'll start iterating over it and I'll check the current value. Okay, the current value, like this I, that I will check the value of it, like the value of it is 1. Then I'll check that the value of this particular, the first string is smaller, this Roman number is smaller than its next one or larger than its next one. If it is smaller than its next one, it will simply mean that this value will be subtracted from the next one. But in this case, I can simply see that all the three are equal. Okay, all the three Roman numbers are equal. So simply this will represent 1, this will represent 1, this will represent 1. So I simply add all three of them. Okay, the current value will be 1. Then I'll add the next value. Then I add the next value. In this manner, I'll iterate all over this particular string and start adding its value. Now in this case, I can simply see that I have L 50 represent 50, then we have V that represent 5, and then 3 that represent 3. So it will be simply solved. I'll start adding over, and all after addition the value will be returned. Now let me explain you the code what I have written. First I have written I have written an integer result that will be my result after all the performing all the iteration, all the processing, whatever I'm going to do, and the final result will be calculated after doing all these things, and it will be returned as an answer. Now I have started iterating from 0 till s dot s dot length, which simply means that It will start iterating from the 0th index till the last index, and after each iteration, the value of I will be increased. Now I'll check integer. I have taken integer current value equals to Roman values dot get s dot char at I. What does that mean? It simply means that first of all, s is like I'll relate through this example. Example number one to explain it more easier, so it will be more easier for you to understand what I'm going to tell, what I'm telling you. First, we understand that s that is this one dot get char at I, which is simply means that character at I. Now I is initially 0. So what is the character at 0 in the S string? The 0th index, that is I. So Roman values dot get, this represents whole thing as this one, capital I. That is 1 simply means Roman I. Now I'll take the value. I will take the value from the Roman values. This hash map, that what does that this particular Roman I represent? It represents the value 1. Okay, so integer kind value will become 1 because s dot caret I is simply this first thing, that is capital I, and when I get the value of I from the Roman values hash map, it is 1. So current value will be 1. Now I'll check that if a smaller numeral appears before a larger numeral or not. As I've already mentioned that if a larger number appears before a smaller number, a smaller number appears before a larger number, it will be the value of the smaller will be subtracted. Okay. Similarly, but in this condition is to check that. Now, if I is less than s dot length minus 1, this is generally a condition so that it doesn't get out of bound or something else. Okay. This doesn't, it simply means that I will be smaller than s dot length minus 1 simply means that s dot length is 3, 3 minus 1, 2. So I will be less than 2 or not because 0, 1, 2. So indexes will be till 2. So I, that is 0 in the case, will be less than 2. It is just really to break the loop, kind of, you know, that is just a condition. Now I'll check the current, another condition, and current value is less than current Roman values dot get s dot character at I plus 1. Okay. Now in this case, I is 0 initially. So 0 plus 1. I'll check the value of the next one. Okay. It's once again character at first one index 1 is I once again. So Roman values dot get. I'll get the value from the Roman values. Now I represents the capital I represents the value 1. So the current value is also 1 and this value, the next value is also 1. So this condition doesn't fulfill. So what would happen? It will simply happen that result plus equals to current value. So result will, so in the result that is 0, the current value will be added. That is 1. Okay. So the 1 will be added. Now for the next iteration, these all things will happen once again and 1 will be added. So result will become true. Now in the third, when the iteration will be at the last index, the same thing will happen once again and it will check and the value of 1 will be added automatically to the result. So so for this condition, the result will be equal to 3 and simply we will return the result. Now this is also quite simple. Yeah, this is a little bit complex. So I'll explain how this particular input is working. I'll start iterating. I will check m. Now the value of m is what? 1000. Okay. Now the value of m is 1000. So current value, and I will get. I don't think so that I need to explain it once again. So the at I, that is 0. My character in S is basically m, and from Roman value I can simply see that m represents 1000. So my current value becomes 1000 now. Now I'll check that if my current value is less than the next value or not. But I can simply see that the next value is C. Okay, and C represents what? C represents 100. So current value is not less than its next value. Current value is not less than its next value. So what will happen? The value of that m, that is 1000, will be added to the result. Else condition will be there. So 1000 will be added to the this particular result. Okay. Now what would happen? My I will move to C. And now I will check once again the current value of that particular C. Now C represents 100. So my current value become 100 now. Now I'll check that if my current value, that is 100 for the second case, the value of its next Roman integer. So next integer is m. Now m represents 1000. Now the condition is true. Current value, that is 100, is less than its next value. Next value is what? Next value is m, that is 1000. So 100 is less than 1000. Now what would happen is that result minus equal to current value. So what would happen is that the result from result, the value of that current value, that is 100, will be subtracted. Okay. So result minus equal to 100. So what would happen? Now the result was 1000. 100 will be subtracted from 1000. It will become now 900. Now it will become 900. Now I'll move to the next. I can simply see that this is m. Okay. And in next value is x, that is 10. So what would happen is that if its next value is 10 and this is larger, the current value is not less than the next value. So it will simply be added to the result. Now result has become 1900. And now 1900. And now once again I can see that x and c. X is smaller than c. So what would happen? The current value is less than its next value. So c represents 100. So x and x represent 10. So 100, 10 will be subtracted from 100 and it will become 90. So now we can simply see that the 19 and 90 will be added. So it will become 1990, 1990, 1990. And the last IV, which simply means that it's 4. So it will be 1994. 1994 will hence return. So I can see that m is 1000 cm. C appears before m, so 100 will be subtracted from m. X appears before c, so x will be 10 will be subtracted from 100, so it will become 90. And I appears before 5, that is 1 will be subtracted from 5, it will become 4. Adding all these, we obtain 1994. So this is how this particular code is working. I hope you understand it, and this is how the question has been solved. Thank you very much.